Assalamu alaikum. The Qur'an is a book of guidance and wisdom. But is its meaning limited to the words we read on the surface? The Qur'an itself tells us that it holds depth far beyond the visible lines. وَمَا يَعْلَمُ تَأْوِيلَهُ إِلَّا اللَّهُ. And none knows its interpretation, ta'wil, except God. This verse introduces the profound concept of ta'wil, a reality hidden behind the apparent words. What is this deeper reality? Who is given access to it? And how does Tafsir al-Mīzān help us understand the relationship between what is seen and what is concealed? In today's episode of Reflection, we will explore what is ta'wil and how is it different from tafsir. Does every verse carry a hidden truth? Who are the purified ones who guard this inner meaning? So let's begin with open hearts and a seeking mind. The word ta'wil comes from the Arabic root awala, meaning to return or to refer back. According to Allamah Tabataba'i, ta'wil is not just another layer of commentary. It is the true reality that the words point toward. Imagine three layers: ẓāhir, the clear outward meaning, practical commands and stories; bāṭin, the subtle spiritual depth that nourishes the heart; and ta'wil, the ultimate truth. Only God and the purified ones know it completely. God says in the Qur'an, لَا يَمَسُّهُ إِلَّا الْمُطَهَّرُونَ. None shall touch it except the purified. Allamah Tabataba'i explains that ta'wil is like the soul of the Qur'an. Just as a body without a soul is lifeless, words without this deeper reality are mere ink on a page. Think of it like seeing a flag. The flag itself is cloth and color, but what it represents is the identity of a nation. The Qur'an's verses are symbols pointing to a living, divine truth. So when we reflect upon this, when I read the Qur'an, am I content with the surface, or do I ask, what truth is this verse pointing me towards? So we begin to see that ta'wil is not an academic idea. Rather, it's an invitation to see the Qur'an as alive, full of signs that leads us back to our Creator. God tells us in the Qur'an, وَمَا يَعْلَمُ تَأْوِيلَهُ إِلَّا اللَّهُ. And none knows its interpretation, ta'wil, except God. Well, Tafsir is a science of clarifying the apparent meaning, the grammar, the context, and the historical background. It explains what the verses says outwardly. But ta'wil, on the other hand, points to the reality that the verse describes a truth not bound by language. For example, aqimus salat, establish prayer. In tafsir means to perform the ritual prayer correctly. But this ta'wil is deeper. It's the soul's connection with God, a state that goes far beyond motions and words. Many believers master the outward practice, yet sometimes overlook the inner reality. Both are needed, the letter and the spirit. So as we reflect upon this, do I treat the Qur'an only as a set of rules, or do I search for the divine relationship it wants to nurture in me? Keeping this difference clear helps us appreciate both the beauty of precise explanation and the depth of hidden truth waiting to be uncovered. So God says in the Quran, لَا يَمَسُّهُ إِلَّا الْمُطَهَّرُونَ. None shall touch it except the purified. The purified ones, al-mutahharun, are those purified by divine decree. The Quran clarifies who they are. إِنَّمَا يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ لِيُذْهِبَ عَنْكُمُ الرِّجْسَ أَهْلَ الْبَيْتِ وَيُطَهِّرَكُمْ تَطْهِيرًا. Indeed, God desires to remove impurity from you, O people of the house, and to purify you thoroughly. So according to Allamah Tabataba'i, these purified ones are the Prophet and his Ahlul Bayt, guardians of both the clear guidance and its hidden ocean of meaning. They preserve the Quran's true spirit, teach glimpses of its deeper truth, and protect it from human distortion. This is why sincere seekers throughout history have turned to them, not just for rulings, but for living wisdom. So as we reflect upon this, if they are the purified protectors of the Qur'an's soul, do I then make an effort to learn from their words and examples? Generation after generation, the purified ones protect not just the words, but the spirit, ensuring that the Qur'an remains untainted and vibrant for sincere hearts. Allamah reminds us that every verse ultimately points back to the preserved tablet, Allahul Mahfuz. Bal huwa Qur'anun Majid fi lawhin mahfuz. Rather, it's a glorious Qur'an in a preserved tablet. We are reading reflections, rays of an infinite light. The Prophet and Imams share some of that light, guiding hearts generation after generation. This is why the Qur'an does not grow old. Its meanings unfold anew for every soul who approaches it sincerely. Reflect upon this. When I hold the Qur'an, do I realize I hold a gateway to a truth deeper than the universe itself? That's a profound thought. وَالرَّاسِخُونَ فِي الْعِلْمِ يَقُولُونَ آمَنَّا بِهِ. And those firmly rooted in knowledge say, we believe in it. We can't claim to grasp ta'wil fully, yet we can approach it with humility, faith, and reflection. The Prophet and the Imams have shared glimpses of it. Our task is to follow, reflect, and trust that each reading draws us closer to the source. Next time when you and I recite, let's pause and whisper in our hearts, guide me beyond the words towards you. Let's reflect on this. Am I reciting the Qur'an just for answers or for a deeper connection with its living author? Finally, let me leave you with this thought. The Qur'an is more than a book. It's a bridge between our world and the unseen. Its ta'wil reminds us that every verse carries a truth deeper than language can contain. Key takeaways from today. Ta'wil is the hidden reality behind the words. It is distinct from Tafsir, which explains the clear meaning. Only God and the purified ones fully know the ta'wil. We approach it with faith, humility, and reflection. And finally, the Qur'an never grows old. Its depth unfolds for every sincere seeker. So as you recite, pause for a moment. Remember that behind every word is a reality deeper than we can fully grasp. And yet, every sincere heart is invited to taste a glimpse of it. This is the mercy of the Qur'an. It feeds both the scholar and the seeker, the beginner and the lifelong student. Next week, we will tackle a question puzzles many. Why does the Qur'an include verses that are ambiguous or symbolic? We will uncover how these verses too guard divine wisdom and train our hearts to reflect more deeply. If you enjoyed this week's episode, consider subscribing. Why not? Let's reflect and share your thoughts below. See you in the next episode of Reflection. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.